Has your man been acting crazy? Has he been acting local? Has he been acting like he doesn't know where to call home? We're gonna have to fix that with this tutorial. Tried and tested. Okay.
Avoid broke people, avoid unlucky people, avoid people that are negative energy. Avoid them. Don't even be around them because you're going to get sucked into their poverty.
I'm actually in the sunlight in this video, which is, I know it's a gag, I know. Today I suppose I'm being untrue to myself and I'm teaching the girlies and the guys how to chase after a man, which, ew! For as long as I'm in this delusion, let me teach you a thing or two. I've already washed my face and everything like that. If there's a skincare video that I can do, please, but I don't know if you want to take tips from me because I'm kind of still in my era right now. For now, free promo. Beauty Bay's Hyaluronic Acid and Sea Moss Hydrating Mist. That's what I use to refresh. I use this at the end of my skincare routine. Ooh, one thing about men is that they are very visual creatures. They're snakes, they're vipers. Or I think better yet, a crow is a good example. Something shiny. Ooh, a penny. Ooh, a penny. They're gonna pick it right up. So if you're looking busted and crusted, don't expect no swipe up. Next step for me, can you predict what my primer is gonna be? Can you predict? It's quite popular. It's quite popular. Elf. No, it's not the Polish Putty. Wait, it is. Why did I say it's not? Anyway, Elf Polish Putty Primer is what I start with. So crack that open. I don't want you to see how much is left because it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, so I'm gonna start by putting that pretty much all over my face. My forehead is really a problem area in terms of dryness. So I don't like to put a lot because as much as this is for like normal and almost like all skin types, it is a little bit dry. So a lot on the forehead doesn't ever really work well for me. This is my little makeup brush. Obviously it's a makeup brush. This is like my foundation brush. As you can see, it's going through hell like you are with your man, so that's why you need to listen up. I almost didn't introduce this gorgeous thing. This beauty right here, £23. I got it on sale. It was actually more than that.
When did you realize you were like, shit, I got motion, twin? Since birth.
So there's like a regular version of this and then there's this. I almost got the vitamin C one. I spray the brush with this. I don't want to spray it on you guys. Okay, a generous amount. I want to go in and just pat that out just until it's like literally see-through, you can't see it anymore. Because one thing about this, when I first started with the e.l.f. primer, I did use a whole bunch, like way too much, and I was given white, I was given ghost. I actually don't know how to pronounce this, but it's the Tient Idol Ultra Wear. So this is the one I use. That's the top. This is what it looks like. I can tell you what shade I am, I think. Yeah, I am 13.3 if you look anything like me. I like this one because I think it's really good coverage. I'm not really a full coverage person per se. That's why I'm only going to do 2. Go into the eye a bit. I am wearing like my individuals. I've got a video on those, by the way, if you haven't seen that yet. I do have an individual lash video, but yeah, don't want to get too much on those, so just try. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, but before you let it dry, this is just how I do it. I do like to spray this on every stage of the makeup, so we're gonna do that right now. If you have watched any of my YouTube shorts, which I know some people are gonna be like, what the fuck is a YouTube short? Whatever, shut up. So these are the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. If you're on the internet, you're gonna know about these two girlies right here. So I bought recently 2 different colors of these. So that's the tan neutral there. I'm gonna show you both, so if you want to buy them, you'll be able to see them on me. And this is the deep olive. That's just a tone under this one, which, can you believe it? Does that even look like it's a tone under? Do they even look like siblings? No, they don't. The white cap is for the hydrating concealer and the black cap is just the regular I think it's actually more for oily skin. I like to spread it out. A lot of people will say don't spread it out, but I'm not a lot of people. Look up so you get that lip under your eye right there. And drop and connect. Right, so what we're doing here is we're just creating a bit of light underneath the eye because, gosh, you do not want to look like a corpse, right? When you put foundation all over your face, it hides things, which is perfect, which is really, really good. But you can't just walk outside with a face that's all one shade because it's unhuman. A bit on my chin, forehead. Now that you've got a face like this, you're gonna guess what I'm gonna tell you to do. So, sorry, I'm blinding you in my mirror right now. I want to take a brush like this. This is the brush I use for under my eyes and stuff. I don't know if it's the right brush. I've done everything myself. I've made up everything myself. I started wearing makeup when I was 14. And when I was 14, I did not listen to any kind of rules. Can you see that? That we're really lifting up there. Push into that nose, like into that crevice. Take it right up into this bit here. Under this bit here as well. Just a bit. That's the excess on there. You want to take that under there. And you want to use that for the chin as well. Your face is going to look like this. Scary or not, who cares? We're going to get to the main crux of the problem here. That's the actual baddie highlight. This is what the UK baddies know how to do. Now, I'm from the UK. It's up to you if you think I'm a baddie or not.
You fine as hell.
But this is how I do my bright under eye. Tan neutral. You do want to be a little lighter handed with it. As you saw before, the one that I used just now, deep olive, is a bit more orangey. I'd say I'm more of a neutral tone anyway, but I just really like the formula of the e.l.f., so I'll allow it. Right into like the corners of your eyes. Do you see where I'm putting it? And then on the outer as well. And keep it quite close to your actual eyeball. The lighter one underneath your nose. This is why I said just use the excess. It's a nice base. A tiny bit on the chin. I'm not crazy about doing anything down there. Whatever you do for your highlight on your nose, you want to use the lighter concealer for that. And then there you go, like a little exclamation mark, because I'm like should I do it again? I'm gonna put so on my forehead as well, but not nearly as much as I did at the start. Again, this is all about moderation and all about control. If you have a brush that looks like that, then you want to pick it up right now. You want to pick up some of this right now. So I'm gonna spray a bit of this on my face. Just push it out. I'd say dab the lighter concealer out into the little bit of your eye here, because I see a lot of people forget about that. Bring that up into your eye. We'll deal with that later, but bring that up onto your eyelid as well. Now you've done that, perfect. Look at the side. We're already almost getting a contour. That's just my natural skin. So when we bring it all together, that's what's really gonna it's gonna bite. Same on the other side. You want to push it into this eye bit here, and then you want to also take it a bit onto the eyelid, and then this straight to the temple. So exactly the same, just replicate it. With the chin, same idea, just pat it out. When you're doing underneath your nose, you want to connect. Do you see how this is kind of creating like a downwards abstract triangle shape? It's kind of coming together like that. This is going to connect them. I'm going to introduce you guys to my contour. It's just the same e.l.f. Camo Concealer, but darker. Wow. So I used to put it right down here and then blush it out. You can see already, that's really where my cheekbones kind of finish. But these days I do like to just put it on the top of that kind of area quite a bit. So right at the top there, I feel like I put more on there. And then your brush here, it's kind of like an angled brush. I think it just captures like the bottom of your cheek here. I think that's really helpful. And you want to pat, like bounce, and you want to pull it down to this kind of area. You see the difference there? Flat patty, contoured patty. I think what I say in my head when I do this is to make it an equal fight. you want to dab the concealer out just a bit. We're gonna approach the nose now. I know we've been dodging the issue, but again, spray that little brush, that little one we use for just under the eye. Same with the nose, just put that on there. So the way I think of this is like a Y. You're gonna pull it out like that. Not too horrific. I know it looks crazy right now, but like that when you want to connect it. With the contouring, I do use the Revolution Sculpting Bronzer. Open it up here. Don't want you guys to see yourself. Jump scare. But yeah, use this kind of brush here. It's like a pinched, angled brush, and it's kind of tiny. If you have anything like that, that's what gets into my nooks and crannies. So that's literally my nose contour finished. I know that was like the hardest thing ever. Now we've used that for the nose, we can move on and I can show you what really gets to cut in the face, okay? It's time to introduce you guys to the joy of my life. And she's unnamed. If you recognize this bowl at all, it is the Revolution banana powder. It was just regular banana, so it's not banana deep, it's not what's the other one called, lace, something like that. It's just banana Revolution powder. Put a little puddle of that in there, and I've got this Real Technique brush, my most expensive brush, because you've seen all my other brushes are bamboo because I'm eco-friendly girly. Anyway, take this brush, you see this little bit here, yeah, you and me, we're gonna be friends. I'm gonna start under here, just where you put the lighter concealer, essentially, just to make it a little bit easier to remember. We put the lighter concealer, you want to put that in there and then connect the dots. So that was in the corner of your eye and out the corner of your eye, and again close to your eyeball. You want to create that contrast here, and you just want to see, you want to do that, and a bit on the nostril as well. That's how I do it anyway. I'm gonna go underneath here, we're just gonna pat it out a bit. So this is not with any added powder, this is just with what's left. And you want to pull it up. There you go. Facelift in a bottle. Tapping motions, by the way, no dragging. I think that's makeup 101, no dragging. Okay, because you're going to look like you've been dragged. So there you go, guys. You can see it's completely different now, like without this step. Like, why would I even do makeup if powder didn't exist? And just kind of spread her out. There you go. Gorgeous. Right, so you want to spray your face. Just make sure you've got all your boundaries. Where you do want powder, there is powder. Right, so that liquid is going to set your powder. So we want to come back to that powder contour and use that brush, just like we did with the nose, although we're using a more rounded brush because we are working with larger parts of the face. This contour is lethal, so I'm just going to put a little bit of a bounce just to make sure that this little bit, like the line between the powder and my skin, is hidden a bit better. It's kind of brought it together there. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Never drag, never drag. Forehead, I like to do it in the corners the most, and then around the top just a little bit, but in the corners really, where like my hair sits naturally, so it kind of looks like a bit more shadow. Because of my gross little sweating habit, I had to take that off, but we're back in business. So we're going to move on to blush. This is my favorite part. This is my first liquid blush, right? So I'll introduce you to my baby here. This is NARS, from NARS, the Afterglow Liquid Blush by NARS, in shade Aragon. So that shade's a bit red, as you can see. I'm going to put it here, just between where the powder starts and the bronzer starts as well. And just kind of feather it out, really. Pat, pat, pat. As with everything, pat it out. But yeah, there you go. Afterglow, it really does glow. One tip I've always admired, always have two, okay? I'm talking about blush, always have two of these, okay? That looks a little bit rusted and busted, but moving on. This is my Revolution X. They cancelled that range, so actually I can't show you that. I'm actually gatekeeping it. Don't know what shade it is, but it's the orange one, because I'm pretty sure there's only one orange one. I think it might be coral. Now that that's all pushed in, you can really see it came out with that second layer. Now we're gonna do lips. This is my favorite part. As you can see, I already have a bit of lip gloss on, but there's gonna be nothing compared to what I'm about to do, so watch. I use this stump to draw on my lips. It does come out pretty awesome. So I use the Revolution Plumping Gloss, as you can see, Plump Maximum or something like that. With plumping glosses, it's not even about the plumping with me. It's just about the feeling. Like, I love a little snap, crackle, pop. Why wouldn't you love that? Like, you could get one that doesn't or one that does. I'm gonna get one that does. You just want to line your lips. So I used to be quite the overliner. These days I'm not so much. You just have to go a bit over the rim, and that gives you the look of like fillers. It's just that little that they have, the little that you guys have if you have filler. So that's one lip gloss. Another thing about doubling up, I know I said double blush, double gloss. Here is another gloss that I do use. It's by Pat McGrath Labs. I just got this one recently. I'll show you it on.
Mwah.
Do you see that? That is so...
No balls.
It's like pinkish, but it's like bronze shimmer in there. But yeah, guys, we've really done this journey together. Hopefully if you've done everything correct, you look a bit like me. I know I look a bit scary right now. I think the lights dropped. I can admit that. Thank you for watching and thank you for joining me. Hopefully I didn't take too much of your time. If I did, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it, so it doesn't even matter. It's gonna say at the end, follow my socials, all that jazz. I'm gonna say it in person because I think it's more sincere. Follow my socials, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. If you're one of my, at the current time, 4 subscribers.
Y'all are blessed to have me.
Again, thanks so much guys for watching, and hopefully if you have followed the instructions, you've got your man back. Bye bye.